Hello, everyone.
What up, what up, what up?
Welcome back to another episode of Insert Subject Here.
Cheer.
I'm Makia.
I'm Anthony.
And, it's getting a little wild in these streets. And not only in these streets, but on these keyboards. So let's get into it in this week's episode of Insert Subject Here. So how are you doing today, Anthony?
I'm pretty groovy. How about yourself?
I am doing amazing. So my homegirl, Rihanna, came out and announced that she's expecting a little bundle of joy.
A little pretty Flacco.
And so to celebrate that, we gave her an early baby shower gift and we watched her Savage Fenty fashion show.
Ooh, listen here, fellas.
When
Amazon.
I say, yes, it's Amazon Prime video, so you can catch it there. And I used to be in love with the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Yeah, you
When
are.
I say Savage Fenty puts it to shame, I love her fashion shows. And we were late to the party because we've got so much TV and series and things that we watch. But it is always visually striking.
Yes. She figured out a way to make it more ritzy of a fashion show. Like Victoria's Secret was all about the performers and some of the clothes. I guess it was just some, but the names of the models. And Rihanna was like, I'm gonna bring out all the names you can find. She had the Enchantress Erykah Badu. She had Jasmine Sullivan. She had Adriana Link. Like she pulled out everybody for this, and it was just she put on a show. Like I get it. I get it. That's worth paying the ticket price for.
And it took place like on a staircase.
Yeah.
Which was
It was
dope
weird.
with elevators and stuff. So if you've seen it, hit the comment section below. Tell us what you think. And if you haven't, highly recommend you go and check that out. And if you haven't seen her other ones, watch those too. I
They
really
all
like,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she does different shapes, sizes, colors, nationalities, everything. So
That's what I said. I said she was killing Victoria's Secret because she had the BBW women, she had the skinny women, she had something for the fella. It was one fella though, fellas. Listen, this is not permissible. This is a guy code violation. There was one big brother on there, and I felt the way because he had on a see-through sheer jumper, short jumper. It looked like he
like
found
a teddy.
Yeah, he found some sexy lingerie for men. We not doing that. 2022, we ain't doing that.
So check it out. Speaking of checking out, new to Netflix is the Tinder Swindler. When I tell you, I wanted to prostrate my TV because I did not realize some individuals are so gullible. And spoiler, put up here, spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
And then we'll tell you, we can click back in. If you don't want any spoilers of the Tinder Swindler, fast forward, and then after you watch it, come back so you can hit them comments. When you swindle multiple people out of $250,000, and these are average people. Like working hard, just regular Joe people that don't even have this money, that take out loans and credit cards to provide you with this money. I'm in the wrong profession.
So I said it. I posted this morning, and a lot of people were laughing at the post. I was like, technically, he ain't scammed nobody for real.
He really didn't.
Yeah, he did it in a way that it's wrong, morally wrong. So before you kill me for it, he's morally wrong because what he did was wrong. But he made them do the work.
He did.
And they went with it.
And they complied. Now, it was so many red flags. Flag on the play, flag on the play. It was so many flags. If you meet somebody on Tinder and then they like, hey, you want to go with me on this private jet? And you can see the text messages like, friends was like, doesn't sound safe, doesn't sound good, don't do it. And then you on the plane with the dude's baby mother and baby.
And the baby mother vouch for him. But when you get to the end of it, you see the twistedness of the baby mother.
Right.
I think it brings the question, what is Tinder for? Because we were having that conversation. Like, I thought it was a hookup site to just smash and grab. I didn't know it was a
I thought it
fall in
was a
love.
new age Black Planet. Like originally,
Yeah.
Black Planet started out as a dating site.
But it was smash and grab, though.
It matriculated into smash and grab.
Oh.
But originally, like I'm gonna be honest with you, I met some people on Black Planet, and they wasn't just about getting my goodies.
Oh, tell me more.
I mean, I just I was chit chatting with people. I went on dates with some people.
But you just said, I don't know how the Tinder Swindler got away with all this stuff because they was meeting up on it. Like, she was appalled by the girl saying she wanted to meet him on the first date.
Now, it wasn't.
But she didn't been on a Black Planet date.
But it wasn't first date Black Planet date. It wasn't like, hey.
The first time meeting them is the first date.
Okay. So, but I ain't give him no money. I got in my car, nothing. I gave him a good time at that table.
Hey, yo!
And that was it. Not that kind of good time. It was a conversation. We had captivated conversation. That's it.
Well, Black Planet was smash and grab back in my day.
Well, that's not what I was on there for. And then when it matriculated into that, I got up out of there.
But it was always that.
Well, maybe not my Black Planet.
Maybe he was slow walking you to get to the smash and grab.
And that's fine. Now, Tinder, I don't know. I'm not well versed in Tinder.
Yeah.
Never have downloaded the app.
I thought it was just hook up for sex. I did. I didn't think it was like fall in love, but these young ladies were on there looking for love.
They were. And what I find so interesting about it, because I was like, we should get on Tinder just to see who we would be matched with. Like, I would like to know who was swiping. And he was like, no, because then people going to be like, y'all know McKay and Anthony on Tinder. And I was like, that's a good point. Let's not do it. But I don't like the fact that it tells you how far away the person is.
That's the hookup link. Like, I don't think you give that. Black Planet ain't give that information.
It did not.
Facebook don't give that information.
And I don't think farmersonly.com do either.
We don't know.
Christian Mingle.
We still don't know. I just know Tinder. My idea of Tinder was they were hooking up. Like, you get on there in the middle of the night, you swipe, and then you get a connection. You're like, hey, what you doing?
Well, I didn't know. And call it little naive me, but these women, because they was on there looking for love.
She'd have gave Simon that $250,000 too.
I promise you I would not have.
Simon was the GOAT, though. I'm gonna tell you. I think the weird part about the whole thing for me was he knew how to pick the women from an app. Mm-hmm. Like his smash and grab on the first date percentage was fairly high from that app, and those were the women that gave him the most money.
But listening to the women that talked about, like Cecilia, how she talked about, and the other girl, Perennial, how they meticulously cultivate the photos they're going to put up. Like, you want to put up photos with friends to look like, hey, I'm fun. And then you want to put up photos of vacationing because you want to look like you're well-traveled. That, to me, is putting a lot of time and effort into trying to get the person that reciprocates the type of lifestyle that you're looking for, that you're actively participating in, or that you're lying about.
But that's how he got them, because he was posting the photos of flying planes and his Gucci, Louis Prada. That spoke to them. So I think they willingly walked into it thinking they were getting a rich guy.
Now, let me explain something. Little average Makia, okay, back in the Black Planet days, if somebody that's Gucci down to the socks was like, hey, come get on my plane, I'm going to be like, it's something wrong here. Red flag. I don't, like, why me? Because I don't have anything to offer your lifestyle. And you can't say it's because I'm so down to earth or whatever, because you don't even know me.
Who was the artist on the stage at the arena?
Moving on.
No, we're not moving on. Who was the artist on the stage at the arena that asked you to come in the back and you went?
It was the guys that sang My Love.
Soul for Real.
Soul for Real. Okay, so it's story time. So I was at a Winter Jam concert for 92 Kid. And I was with my homegirl Tiffany, her cousin Candace. Like, we all was at this Winter Jam. And we was at the front. And I had on my my Coach hat, my Coach bag, and oh my God, I had my little red...
Pause. Y'all just heard, I'm going to try to figure out how to rewind. Y'all just heard her say,
somebody that's Gucci down to the socks was like, hey, come get on plane. I'm going to be like, it's something wrong here. Red flag.
It's a red flag. Continue.
So we all boop, boop, boop. So security comes and is like, hey, I can't remember the dude's name. I don't even know if he said the dude's name, but he was like, hey, the dude want to holler at you. So I was like, okay. So I'm like, I'm not falling for this. So I kept on partying because I know BBD about to come out. So he came back like, hey, he just wants you to step over here real quick. Now, first of all, backstage wasn't what I thought the backstage was.
But she went, though.
But I went, and he was like, hey, I just wanted to exchange numbers, see if we could get to know each other better. Now, I was like, okay, give me your number. He gave me his number, and I was like, I'll call you if I want to. Like, that's in my mind. You're not going to get my phone number. And then I tried to lie it back out because BBD was about to come out.
She still went backstage.
But I ain't give him no money, though.
So I didn't find out today. First of all, my wife is hooked up on Black Planet. Second of all, she go backstage at concerts.
First of all, I did not hook up on Black Planet. I hooked up. This 2 for $20 sure is good on Black Planet. Ain't nothing wrong with a free meal.
That's what Cecilia saying on the plane.
Listen, and then when you get to the end and find out how he got caught, now that chick, she was good.
She was.
But then when you find out the after effects, because as you can see by what's posted, he's still out here.
Yeah, he in these streets. I followed him because, you know, he said he got a lot to say coming up on Friday, and I want to be there to hear it.
I do want to hear what he got to say.
Yeah,
I do want to hear.
Haptic gloves for the Oculus Quest 2 are coming. What are haptic gloves, you might ask? They're gloves that will respond to what you touch in the metaverse.
So what are some things you can touch in the metaverse?
Apparently people, because there was a young lady who decided to go into the metaverse, and upon entering the metaverse, she said...
And she says specifically, within 60 seconds of joining, I was verbally and sexually harassed. 3 to 4 male avatars with male voices essentially, but virtually gang raped my avatar and took photos. As I tried to get away, they yelled, "Don't pretend you didn't love it and go rub yourself off to the photo."
How does one get sexually assaulted?
I was scared to look because I don't know the statutes of metaverse pornography. Like, I don't know how that go. So I was scared to look, but...
Ladies and gentlemen, hide your wife, hide your kids, and hide your avatar. Because they're getting everybody out there. Who is so horned up enough that want to start some contact of the sexual variety with somebody's avatar?
In a virtual reality world.
This is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but I was thinking like, all right, so you got the metaverse realtors that are selling you houses in the metaverse. I wonder how much the metaverse police pay. I mean, I'd do it. I work a couple shifts in my Oculus.
So is it a metaverse investigation that's done?
It should be something. They have boundaries in place now. And they said they put some boundaries in place for people in the metaverse so that if you have physical boundaries, people can't come close to you in the metaverse. Long story short, I'm about to order me an Oculus because I need to see what's going on before it get bad.
It's becoming the ghetto and we ain't even get there yet.
I'm about to go there soon. If you got an Oculus, comment below and let me know, is it really worth it before I go out here and buy this? Because I want to get the haptic gloves. Because I heard
What you trying to feel?
They said they got football games and basketball games, and they have gentlemen's clubs.
So what you trying to feel in a gentleman's club?
My drink.
Help me! Help me!
You can feel your drink right upstairs in our dining room.
I sure can. I don't need no app.
Oh my goodness. So Anthony.
Yo.
What do you have for us today?
Oh man, I go from laughing to this. Is everyone entitled to a unique story?
What means that?
So, I'm going to butcher this name. I'm trying my best. Toby Nwigwe and his wife Fat.
The ones that's in the green?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They are touted by most of today's generation as the new couple's goals. He speaks very highly of his wife in all of his music. And that's what caught my eye a little bit, but the song Eat, that's one of my favorite joints. When I heard that song was tough. That song was so tough, like his wife was on there rapping, and she mentioned being on the first name basis with Beyonce, and that caught Beyonce's attention to the point where she actually sent them the Ivy Park denim release and included them in the marketing material for it, and their babies. I think that was huge.
That's dope.
That was really, really dope. So, recently, they dropped a track called Undressing Criticism, on which they addressed backlash they received from their forever twisted YouTube posts about how they met and came to be a couple. Long story, less long, but feel free to go back and look at it. It's forever twisted on YouTube. I think it was like 4 parts. He was upfront in telling her he didn't want to be with her.
I told her clear as day, I don't want you. She looked at me and said, cool.
He told her that, and she decided she wanted to be his friend with no strings. And they were friends for 5 years, dating other people, talking to each other about their relationships, things that weren't working. They were still hanging out, but he was very, 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 very clear and kind of a jerk about it and saying, I don't want to be with you. You're not it for me. So my rant is more of a question, because my brain is always looking for a new perspective to understand things. One of the lines in the song that stood out to me was, the cost of love ain't cheap, it's steep. And it had me thinking, what cost are you willing to pay, have paid, or are paying for love? I was thinking about my personal situation, my relationship with my wife, and before I met Makia, I was never vulnerable because I didn't want to give people any ammunition to use against me. I always felt like somebody was going to try to get me in the end because, trust issues, they real. But with Makia, I understand one of the costs I pay is being vulnerable and open because she deserves it. She deserves to know what I'm really thinking, what I'm really going through, and that arms her to make a true informed decision and not the decision I want her to make based on what I give her. So that was one of the things I wanted y'all to comment below because I like the discourse about relationships because a lot of relationships are going through nowadays. Mm-hmm. And so I'm saying comment below because I want to know, but you don't know if you're going to help somebody else in the comments with what you said too. But comment below about what cost you're paying or what cost you've paid for love and was it really steep? Like, was it steep and was it worth it? That's all I got.
I'm not a true love story fan. Like, I don't like your little traditional boy meets girl, fall in love, get married. I like some of the more interesting and twisted ways that people get together. And our story is not a typical story, but the good thing about it is because we were friends for years before we even thought about dating, we got to know each other, which is a good thing and a bad thing because he knows when I'm lying because he learned my mannerisms and things from stories that I told him when I was in relationships with other people. But he also, because when we were talking, we didn't have any idea or thought that we would be right here. Yeah. So it was just a very genuine friendship where we weren't sending our representatives to get to know each other or putting up that front or anything. It just kind of one day we were just like, and
she was on me. Oh, just want y'all to know she was on me.
Yeah. And if you know our story, you know that I pursued him once I realized that I really liked him. And then when I got tired of chasing him, I was like,
wasn't chasing.
I don't like him no more. And I was telling people, I was like, forget him. And then it got back to him. It's just so funny. But we'll go down that rabbit hole another time. With that particular story with that couple, I can appreciate that she hung in there with him because she said she knew he was going to be the one. But the way the story came out was he was adamantly pushing her away.
Yes.
He was like, I need to find a woman for me. And she was like, okay, well, I'm still going to be here.
And it's just not you. Like, he was really adamant with it's not you.
And even with him retelling the story, and I told Anthony, even with him retelling the story on the YouTube videos that they were doing, I was like, do he even like her? Because he's still talking with such disdain and with such vigor. Like, I wanted somebody else. That I'm like, well, why does she? What about him made her be like, this is the one for me? I'm very much confused. I haven't heard him profess this love for her, so I'm trying to figure out what is it that made her sit through all of this. But she's still there. They seem to be happy. I don't know. I'm very curious. I'm gonna go back and look at more of their stories. Their videos are visually striking when it comes to how they're put together, but the quality is poor to me. I'm sorry.
I think they shoot in their house though.
Yeah, and on the playground across the street.
Oh my God. So make sure you comment below. Please.
Yeah.
And thank you. Go ahead.
So, I have a question. Did Tulum fall off the face of the earth? Because don't nobody go there no more. Remember Tulum was popping? Nobody goes anymore. Is it over? Was it a limited time experience? I ain't seen nobody go to Tulum.
That STEMI money gone.
Is that what it is? Because nobody there anymore. Remember, everybody was going.
Yeah, she was sitting there, take me to the lead.
I wanted to go. I was like, this looks beautiful. Until I was like, but you're not really on the beach. Nope. Like, it appeared to be, and you can comment below if it's something different, but from what I've seen and all, because I do a lot of research before we go someplace, but it looks like a free beach that you just have multiple entry points, and then it might be like some restaurants that are on the beach, but it just doesn't look like it's just like and we've been to some beautiful beaches, where it's just long stretches of beautiful beach, and it just looks kind of choppy. So is it not popping no more? Because y'all not going no more. Why y'all not going no more? Is it over?
That PPP loan money and that STEMI money gone.
Because I was like, Tulum, the new Cancun. Because remember, everybody stop going to Cancun? Might be that PPP.
They back here now. And them bank accounts don't look the same.
So is it cool for us to go or it's played out?
I think we can rock now. We good to go now.
All the COVIDs is out. Because remember, everybody was getting COVIDs.
Yep. It's free to go now.
Okay.
They probably, the room's cheap. Flight's cheap.
What are they saying to Tulum?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know either.
You are a fool. This is a good episode,
It was a good episode.
I just want y'all to know she didn't chase me. That's the story she tells. She was interested. She didn't chase me, though.
What would you call it?
You were showing interest.
So my interest wasn't reciprocated?
It was reciprocated.
I didn't feel that way.
Because you didn't want to hear me.
All right. Well, if that's your story, we can stick to it.
Look where we at. Anyway, this is a great episode. If you're not already,
go ahead.
Subscribe to the page, like this video, share it with a friend. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms, mainly Instagram. We've started this new thing where we are, if you didn't watch last week, a lot of you did watch. I appreciate you guys. If you didn't watch last week, we're back. We're posting twice a month now, every 2 weeks, because schedules have gotten crazy with all the things we got going on. We got our hands in, and Airbnb Queen got us leaving again. So we're hardly home. But we've started this new thing where on Facebook, if you don't catch us on YouTube, the following week we'll post on Facebook. So if you don't want to leave the Facebook platform, or that's where you see us at, going over there to our page and you'll be able to see the show too. So that was all I got, y'all. So with that, I'm Anthony.
And I'm the Airbnb Queen.
And
thanks for
stopping
stopping by
by
to talk some ish with us today. Bye.